Hello my YouTube friends. Hello my Jeeping friends. Are you having headlight woes? Meaning, are they so dimly lit when you drive down the road that you are afraid that a beautiful little Bambi is going to run out in front of you and just hold your car out? Or driving down the highway, you're so dimly lit that the little reflectors don't even light up? Well, it seems to me like if you can answer any of those, that you are deficient of light, it is time for an upgrade. It's time to go. LED. Show you how to do this. Check it out. These are sweet. Now honestly, they got some heft to them. They're solid built because they're heavy. That's a good solid built aluminum right there. You can see the cooling fan back here that's going to keep all the electronics cool. They're H4s, at least it should be, because I'm running the Hella conversion lenses in my Jeep. Yeah, here we go. H4s. Now, depending on what your vehicle is, you could have a different, that number can be different from yours depending on what your vehicle is. And it says right here, Series F16. Input voltage 12 to 24, model, get the light to try it, model H4, high and low beam. So pretty sweet. I'm really surprised. I mean, not that I was really expecting anything less, but that's a solid built frame right there. Okay, let's get these bad boys put in and see what they can do. I've got daylight right now, so I'll take a ride tonight. We'll see how well they shine. So on the Wranglers, on the YJs, you got a screw here, 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 here. Take them out. Now once you get the trim bezel off, you got to screw up in here, here, there, and there. Now be careful taking them bad boys out of there because, well, they come off the screwdriver really easy and they fall down into oblivion and they're never seen again. So be careful with them. Okay, once you got this ring off right here, notice that my headlight isn't just falling out. Well, there's a reason for that. Still got the plug hooked up here, and you notice this is not the factory YJ plug, because that is the factory YJ plug. I've got a relay pack here that bypasses the switch inside the dash. These relays now run my headlights, and I'll put a link down below in the details and descriptions and such, and on my website to show you the conversion process I went through on this. Also, my lenses here are H4 conversion lenses from Hella. Awesome lenses. These things are the bomb. So that's one thing I wanted to point out to you guys, is that I have upgraded my lenses to be able to run these H4 bulbs here. See the part number up top? With standard YJ headlights, you're not going to be able to do that. You'll have to buy the conversion lenses to do it. So now I'm going to reach back in behind here. I'm going to unplug that and pull this out to change out the bulb. Now that I've got the lens out, I didn't say bulb because this is just a lens here. Pull the dust boot off. And there's the back of your bulb. Now I am going to save, even though I'm putting in these LEDs here, I am going to save my H4 bulbs just in case, you know, if I ever have to do a warranty swap on these, I'll have something to run until I get my new bulbs in. So squeeze this here, that comes up, and the bulb's out. Pretty much. Pick it up like that. Don't touch the glass. If you touch the glass on these really hot halogen bulbs, you'll create a grease spot off your fingers here and onto the bulb, and then it'll cause hot spots and shortens the life of the bulb. Don't touch the glass. Okay, let's get ready to install these LEDs headlight bulbs here. Now, I think I mentioned earlier in the video that these came from Auxbeam, AUXBEAM, and they sent these to me for me to try them out and see how they work. So I am very excited to try these out because I've been wanting to run LEDs for a while, just never really took the jump. Here's my opportunity. So heat sink back here feels, I mean, these feel really solid, they really do. Okay, enough of the gabbing. I see already there's going to be one thing different by using my Hella bulbs here, my Hella lenses. It's my dust boot. I'm not going to be able to run it, which is fine. That dust boot was for, not only does it prevent dust, It also kind of acts as a water barrier, because water on plain Jane halogen bulbs is not good. It causes them to pop. These bulbs here, these LEDs, have an IP68 rating that they're waterproof, so dust boot's not going to be needed. So also point out that your tabs are positioned in a certain direction. If you try to put them in wrong, your beam's going to be all crazy nuts, and it's just not going to be right. So set that in place. Now I'm going to take this over. I can't do it with one hand, obviously. Take this over and lock them back in place. So I'll be right back. Okay, I have my little pin snapped back in place here to hold the LED bulb in place. And now, mind you, they wasn't as easy as putting H4s in, because the body here, with the LED body, is a bit bigger diameter, which made the wires seem a little bit tighter, which is fine. I mean, it just means they're not going to move, they're not going to come out, so it's all right. And they're not so tight that I had to bend the wires, the clips. They're still in fine shape. So if I was to go back to halogens, they'd be fine. So now I'm going to slide the bulb back, slide the lens assembly back in place. Got the screws put back in. And there's a trick to them bad boys. What you got to do is put the screw on the end of the screwdriver, of course. Take your finger and kind of hold it the best you can like this, and feed it up inside there to get them in. And honestly, my fingers are just a little too big to even do that, so you got to be really careful about getting them up in there. Another trick you can do is put your little dab of grease on the end of your screwdriver, then put the screw, let's see if I can do this here, little dab of grease on the end of the screwdriver. When you put the screw on, the really heavy grease will hold the screw in place, so you can feed it up inside there. Or you can put a little piece of tape around it or something, because those two top screws can be a bear to get in. I mean, I got lucky and got them in. I've only dropped a screw maybe a couple times doing it, but I've gotten really lucky. So now let's get the trim ring put back on, the black bezel part, and plug it up. Okay, before I decided, you should be able to tell the difference. Passenger side LED, this side is a plain halogen, for a Walmart halogen. I think they're the Sylvania Vision Ultras or something like that. I forget exactly. But those are Sylvania halogen. That's the LED. You can instantly see the color difference. These are 6K bulbs. That's probably the realm of about 4,000K color Kelvin. 6Ks are a lot wider, definitely. But one thing I can already tell that might be on the bit of annoying side until I get used to it. The LEDs have cooling fans in the back side of them right here. Get down next to it. Hear it? The little fans are humming. So, I mean, it's a bumpy old Jeep. After a while, you probably want to hear it anyway. But you see how white that is and yellow those are. So now I'm going to change this one out. Change out that halogens. That way I got LEDs on both sides. All right, I got the LEDs installed. Nice white light. Looks good, looks good, looks good. From right here, you can hear the fans humming on these. Now, honestly, you know, I hear them out here, and I haven't sat down in my seat yet to see if I hear them in there. I probably won't hear these over the motor while it's idling. And a lot of your cars that have a lot better, you know, insulation on the firewalls and stuff, you're gonna have such great sound insulation, you're probably not gonna hear these anyway. So I'm gonna sit down in the Jeeps if I hear them in there. Well, I kind of got my head stuck inside here. I hear them, but like the key's turned off right now and the Jeep is quiet, everything's quiet out here. So if it were running, like idling in town, driving down the highway, I'd never hear them, so I don't think it's really a big issue. Back here cruising on this little back road, checking out the headlights. I've got them on low beam right now. There's no street lights back here, so it's all headlight at this point. I've got none of my auxiliary lights on, just headlights. So there's your low beam, there's your high beam, reaching out and touching those sides. Love the color. It's a nice 6K Kelvin color, nice bright white, no blue crap. I've got great distance on them. No complaints, I like them. It's a very nice upgrade. Cruising down the highway here, and you can see how well it lights up the reflectors on the road, how well the stripes light up, hitting those road signs real well. Nice white beam in front. around to this block wall back here for a purpose. I wanted to put my headlights on the wall here to show you guys the pattern. See how nice flat line that is? It's not spraying light out everywhere. Cheap year-old lenses, they don't control the light. It scatters it out everywhere. So whenever you upgrade to LEDs or HIDs and you got cheap lenses going on, you're blinding everybody coming at you. But not only that, you're also wasting light. You got great intensity light from HIDs or LEDs. In this case, I'm running the LEDs. Having a controlled lighting, you don't waste all your beam. It focuses it in one area so you get a good sight ahead of you. So if you're going to sink the money into buying LEDs or HIDs, and I'm really suggesting LEDs because these LEDs here from Auxbeam, they rock. I really like them. But if you decide to chunk out the money to upgrade, be sure you got the quality lenses too. I'm running a Hella H4 conversion lenses in my Jeep YJ. That really depends on what type of vehicle you have as to what type of lenses you should get for that conversion if you need to do so. So I just want to put that line up here to show you guys what tight control looks like. Tell you what, let's hit the brights. So I'll show you that also. See? High beam, there's one line right there. There's the other line right there. Nice controlled tight beam. So whenever I'm throwing it out there, of course on high beams I'll blind everybody coming at me. Just be courteous and being safe not to do that. But on my low beams where I got a good controlled beam here, I'm not blinding everyone coming at me. Even though my Jeep sits up high, look at a nice white color. These LEDs rock. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that install review video. Full disclosure, Auxbeam did send me those bulbs to review and do an install video with, but I did not get them for free. I got them at a very deep discount. But even with that being said, whether they gave it to me for free, discount, or whatever the case may be, one thing I'm not going to do is give you guys any BS. So I'm going to give it to you straight, and I'm going to tell you the pros, cons, and everything about them. Let's go with the cons first. Cons. Only thing I really I didn't like about them was that two nitpicky details. One, noisy little fan, and I pointed that out earlier, and honestly, if you're inside of a nice car that has the plenty of padded insulation on the firewall and the floorboard, like a Nissan Maxima or a Honda Accord or something like that, you're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear it at all. My clunky old Jeep, if I'm standing outside of it, I could hear it. If I was sitting inside with the motor off, I could hear it, but as soon as I started the motor, I could no longer hear them. So it's not that big a deal. It's just being nitpicky. The other thing I can't say I had an issue with, I just know it's different, to be totally honest with everybody, is that the light pattern going out in front, that with the halogens, LEDs and halogens are built different. Halogens has got a filament inside there that glows and throws out all the light that way. So it kind of puts out of a cloud, versus LEDs have pinpoint little tiny bulbs, or diodes, actually what they are, that put out the light. So with LEDs, it's pinpoint spots, versus other bulbs are more of a cloud style light. So with that being said, what I noticed in front of me, there's areas in front of them that might have had a little darker void, not totally black void, but just a little bit darker light pattern than other spots. Now as soon as I hit my brights, I threw out a nice cloud, but it still may have had tiny little voids. It wasn't a solid, perfect cloud pattern, but it wasn't anything that was going to distract me from anything or cause any kind of safety issues. I still loved them. Had that nice 6K white, and 6K is a Kelvin color, and that's another subject I'll get into later. Straight up and honest with you people, look at, if you order HIDs, LEDs, whatever the case may be, stay in the 6K area. If you go up into 8, your bulbs start turning blue. If you go any higher than that, they start turning purple, and they suck, I promise you. Anything lower than that, they start turning yellow, and the quality suffers. So don't do the blue, purple, stuff like that, because you're actually losing distance. Pros, love the color. Like I just mentioned, that 6K, nice natural sunlight white, really cool. Easy install. Now of course on my Jeep it would be, depending on what your car is, it could be harder to install. Who knows? That's going to be dependent from one vehicle to another. The quality seemed rock solid. I mean, the body of the LED was a nice billet aluminum. Dissipate heat real well. Of course, had the little fan doing that. And I don't know, I like them. And they're definitely staying in there. There's no doubt about it. I like them a lot. Another thing I want to point out to you guys is about aiming your headlights. be sure that you got them in properly, because if you get, think about HIDs and LEDs, they're a lot brighter than most of your halogens. Some of your halogens can be ridiculously bright also. Aim them correctly, because you don't want blind oncoming traffic. Is it about being rude or nice? Yeah, that's part of it, but it's also about safety. If they're blind coming at you, they could possibly can't see anything, and boom, head-on collision, they run them off the road. Be safe, people, please. So everyone, if you like that review install video, thumbs up. Right down below, hit the thumbs up button. Come on, you can do it. And comments. Here's what I want from the comments. If you guys feel compelled to leave a comment, make it educational. Make it suggestive as to, hey, now this is the bulb I use, these are the lenses I use to make it help other people out. That's why I do my videos. I want to help people, not bash them, not cause a lot of controversy. I want to do it right. Make it educational. Another thing, subscribe. Each time I make another video, it'll come to your inbox saying, yo, got another video. Subscribe, comment, and hit that thumbs up button. Also check out www.fixjeeps.com. That's where this video and lots of others land. A lot of great educational for the little YJs, TJs, and I got some JKs on there too. So everyone, thumbs up. Heck, you know the drill. Peace out. Later, y'all.